Episode 43 of Rub It Down, Binny. This weekend we're at Sydney after amazing Christmas, New Year's Eve period. New Year's, whatever, period. Thanks for the Rico shirt you got me, brother. I mean, it's probably not a car or year he wants to remember at the Plex, but the shirt's wicked, and you're rocking your Goodyear stuff you got there too. So, mate, we're going to get to Sydney eventually. I know we were on the ground there, but there was a lot that happened over these last 2 weeks that have felt like 1 month. That is much, the dribble. That how much has happened. Now, you left Christmas night here. We got you on a jet. Binny with the $20 schooners at the airport, holiday surcharge. Over there for Christmas night. I do want to, while we got time, thank the team from Maddington Toyota. Yeah. Marcel, your legend, and all the team there for hooking Binny up with his wicked electric car, which we're going to do a little thing on. But you were, electric car, and then all of a sudden it was a weapon. So what was that like, brother? Yeah,
the electric car, well, there was sort of a story behind it. They left me with 20% charge on it when I was so that was an interesting time going back from the track on Boxing Night, trying to get back on 20% and not knowing how much charge it actually would have. So I actually rolled into my mate's driveway on 0%. So
that's crazy.
And yeah, trying to charge one of those cars on a normal power point and like the extension cord, it take about 2 days. So if you're ever going to do it, get a fast charger because you need it.
Maybe they just thought it was going to be a show car. They're like, yeah, but you have this. It was supposed to just go on and off a truck, and you were just driving down the highway going, shit.
Also, they gave me a car with white leather interior. Like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But you get so dirty at the Speedway. Like,
hey, don't you be getting nitpicky here. We are so grateful for that. They hooked you up with a vehicle. and yes, it didn't have charge, but hey, you made it home.
Yeah, exactly.
You made it home, and you got to go to the beautiful Speedway, Perth Motorplex, on Maddington Toyota over the biggest period of the year there. So thank you so much to the team there. Now let's get into that, Binny. Boxing Day, you're rocking. Fans are probably everywhere. It's packed. The Americans are in full force. Now, it's not high limit yet. Tell me, and the other viewers, listeners, viewers, if you're on YouTube, whatever, subscribe. But what was it like straight away on the ground around, your lunchtime, your 2 o'clock before Boxing Day kicked off?
Yeah, it was busy Boxing Night. Like, straight away you rolled in, and your usual suspects, your Americans, your Corey Day, your Williamson, all merch, like all their merch trailers and stuff, busy as. Like, it was packed. So that was interesting. And then to see your likes of Buddy Kofoid, Corey Day walking around the pits, very, I don't know, Buddy and Corey both looked pretty nervous to start the night.
Okay,
And yeah, it looked like they were a little bit anxious to get out there.
Yep.
But yeah, to see them both roll out on Boxing Night and have the form they had was bloody impressive.
Yep.
So yeah, that was cool, and yeah, you could just tell already by Boxing Night how big High Limit was going to be this time.
Because we weren't there Boxing Day last year. We just rocked up the 27th, chilled, and then sent it. And we were like, boom. Whoa. Yeah. So you reckon like a lot of the visitors were already there that have travelled and stuff too?
Yeah, 100%. Every person I spoke to that recognised me and was like, oh, hey, Binny. Hey.
Yeah, cool.
They were like, oh, like, it's going to be mega. And, like, you ask them straight away, like, you're here for High Limit, all the shows. They're like, yep, got the whole 2 weeks off for the Speed Week.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So it was cool. And, like, every single person I sort of spoke to was there for the full 2 weeks, which would have been awesome to do. Unfortunately, work commitments here make me come back. But We also did that last year, and it was a big trip. So
Yeah, we did the 2 round at Bunbury and another round at the Plex or whatever. We did about like 10 days there. Yeah, it was
yeah,
it feels like a month because you're doing
yeah.
so much racing and stuff. So I can't imagine what those race teams go through. Opening night like that, was there certain guys that surprised you or teams that surprised you? Or when I say that, not in a good way too, like, whoa, they hit the ground running straight away.
Yeah, straight away from like hot laps and time trials, you could see a lot of the teams were throwing changes at their cars. Like there was cars
Right.
up on jacks, there was wings being taken off, new wings being put on. Yeah, some of them are probably qualifying wings and race wings. But just to see, like, even just in between hot laps and time trials, there was a lot of changes going on around around the teams. So yeah, it was interesting that first night, and you've seen the likes of Rico time well, but drop back in his heats, and just it seems like he just couldn't get his car to be the speed of the guys up front, and you could see that in the results of night one with him finish. I think he finished pretty much dead last on that first night on Boxing night.
Made the show, but
Yeah, didn't finish. Sort of up in sort of that top 10, top 5, like we're used to seeing a lot of the
of
time.
course, high limit champion, man. Like,
Yeah.
not messing around. The bloke can drive when it's all right for him. So,
Yeah.
would you say that all those changes on the infield was purely off that night of the track, or they were just throwing stuff at it, getting ready for the 3 days?
Well, Boxing night was actually like he rolled into the track. Like I rolled into the track on Boxing night. It was actually pouring down rain about 10 minutes from the
Ooh.
track.
Okay.
And the wind throughout that night was just causing havoc for a lot of guys.
Okay.
So it wasn't like it was, I think it was changes because the weather conditions were changing so quickly as well.
Well, the wings is a big thing for me. If it's that windy, they're going to, if you got, like a lot of teams have different wings where sideboards or dished or flat or in different positions. So I could imagine that they're like, yeah, that's got too much sideboard. We need to get like flatten it or heighten it or whatever. So was that one of the big changes you've seen? Like a lot of teams doing wings or just a few?
Yeah, a lot of teams were doing wings. Like you sort of guys that are on the road a lot and obviously done more than just the Motorplex, and they've done a lot of tracks. A lot of them were changing wings. The Highline Motorsport car, so Cole Macedo was in that car.
Yep.
His car, like when I got there Boxing night, it was up on the jacks pretty much 5 minutes before they went out for like hot laps and time trials. Like it was up on one of those big, like one of those, like the late model jacks.
Like all the stands where the whole car can come off it. Yep.
Yeah, so it was up on that pretty much, and like they were all working on that till probably 5-10 minutes before hot lap started.
Yeah, right.
Which I thought, I don't know how they're going to go. They're throwing a lot of things at this car. But yeah, they surprised me. The 2 Macedo brothers jumping into new rides this year, and they fit those rides perfectly. They were driving insane across the whole week that I was there.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously Boxing night, Buddy Kofoid pretty much went out, got quick time in his flight. I think he got quick time overall, actually. I think he won his heat and then went on to win the feature race that night.
Yeah.
The big talking point around the whole facility after that race was Corey Day, who actually got disqualified in his heat race for not having...
Which is what I was going to talk about, the wing situation. That is exactly what went on without the stickers. Hey,
so they changed it over and obviously didn't have the series sponsor stickers on when the new wing went on, which saw him get disqualified from his heat race, which he won. So that was a big blow for the Williamson Motorsport guys, because it meant that they went to that sort of B main and had to try and drive through it. Unfortunately, got into a wreck during that race. But luckily they got the promoters sort of provisional and started 28th in that field. So it was 28 cars, and came from 28th to second.
Oh.
And I am telling you, I have never seen, like, we've been there a few times now. I have never seen someone whack the wall that many times and get away with it. Like, he was banging the wall down, especially at a turn two.
Yeah.
Like, he was, it was insane. And to finish second, starting that far back, is impressive, and especially in a field like that. That was cool to see. And then obviously Cole Macedo rounding out the podium there, which I think is a mega result for him, jumping in that car and getting third spot there.
With that promoter's choice, now that was a big skeptic thing on socials. People going, how's he back in the race? And then you even, which I thought, sorry to everyone who made these comments on socials. You're very silly for writing them. Or disqualified for not running stickers. Are you serious? Bro, every national series in America, every series that is a club show around Australia, plus the Maddox and Toyota series, have these sponsors and obligations of running the stickers. So it was not stupid. It was just an oversight by a team that changed the wing while their other car at the time blew a motor.
Yeah.
They were not relaxed at all at that time, and it's obviously the team's fault for not picking it up on it, but it happened. And you can't say like, oh, that's wrong, that's bullcrap, because it's just a rule. And then you look at the promoter's choice. I'm all for that. People have bought tickets to go see Corey Day.
Yeah.
Like he's part of that show. He's one of the top drivers that have seen it. We used to see it back at Parramatta, I swear, when something would happen and the Americans are there. And guess what? That feature, people weren't really talking about Buddy Cofield winning. They were talking about Corey Day putting on a show. As a promoter, you're happy about it, from going 28th to second.
Yeah.
So I think it was actually a win for the promoter and the fans. Maybe not Corey Day, but he's still left there. He doesn't... I'll tell you right now, yeah, he probably left there. I probably would have maybe won the night. But I'm wrapped. I sold some T-shirts and I put on a show. So I that whole situation where people were saying it's silly, you got disqualified. No, it's not. It's the rules around Outlaws, high limited America, Pennsylvania stuff you run, Power you run, like Brandt Sprintcar Speedweek where I was, you have to run the one sticker or you get disqualified from a qualify. It's just sprint car racing. Like, it's about showing off and supporting the people that are supporting our sport. So I love it. It has to be a rule.
Exactly. And then then after Boxing Night, we rolled into High Limit.
Boom, hey? Was everyone pumping after that night of Boxing Day, the day off? And it's like, let's go.
Yeah, so talking to a lot of crews when I got there, I got there at about 2:30, 3 o'clock on the 28th. Mm-hmm. And walking around the pits, a lot of the teams were saying like they were flat out the 27th. Like they were in the shops, getting cars ready.
No rest day.
Speaking to the Williamson boys, they were in the shop all day, working on cars. I think the Kendricks were in the shop working on their car all day. Like pretty much every team was saying that they were at their shops working on cars all day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that's teams that didn't even have any problems on night, like on Boxing Night.
Yeah. It's just how committed they are to having a red hot crack and make sure everything's good.
Yeah. Night one, everyone thought it was it was the first night that we saw Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson joining the rest of the Americans.
Yep.
And we went out for time trials that night, and Buddy Cofield once again just went out and went boom. I think every night he went quick time that he ran.
He surely did. I swear, every time I shared your quick time guy, it was Buddy Cofield, flight 1, flight 2, and Dane as well was really good in qualifying.
Yeah, so he was over those 2 laps, and you could see how much quicker he was. Like when he
Really? It was that
watching-
you going, yeah, this is about to be a zap.
yeah, like
Right, okay.
yeah, that night was sort of a blur night one because it just happened so quick, and
I remember that last year, bro.
I think I
Remember that?
messaged you.
Oh, yeah.
I think I messaged you, and I just go, "Man, this is running quick." I think they just had late models as the support category night
One support category.
Yeah, it was just one category, and it was.
And they're fast cars too. Like they can rip 10 laps in just as fast
Yeah.
as a sprint car. So
Yeah, it was cool, and like the opening ceremony on that night one, Kyle Larson flying in a chopper.
so cool.
It was cool, and then being out on the track when all the drivers were out there getting photos and all the sort of formalities before the event gets underway, which was really cool to see. Yeah, night one went to Corey Day, just absolutely ripping the top again. Kate Amanda's home in second, and then Dane Kingshot. We'll touch on him a little bit later once we get through all the results.
Well, I'll touch on someone now. Kate Amanda's, good on you, bud. And that's 71. Like, besides Kingshot and Goodyear that weekend, Amanda's, has showed that pace again. And I keep saying, if there wasn't round one at Maddington Toyota, the stuff that happened, he could be easily challenging or leading the Maddington Toyota points right now. And over those rounds, and he got unlucky on night 3 with the heat race winning, about to be in the dash. Like, who knows what could have happened for him for a night 3. But, yeah, I really think the 71, and I'm actually cool and excited to see him come run a Sliker Dane because he's run at these tracks with the midget. So,
yeah,
it might be, okay, just get my shoulders and get in the car in a sprint car. I've seen this track. So, yeah, it's the 71. Good on you guys. Dan Golding Racing. Wicked.
I believe night one was the night that we saw the accident between Kerry and Chris Coyle, which was a pretty scary crash.
I think it was that night. It was in the A main or B main?
No, I think it was in the B main.
It was huge.
Well, no, it was in the feature. It was in the feature because it was Manders, Kingshot, and Corey Day battling up front.
Yes, Amanda's gate. Yeah, okay, yep.
Yeah, so, and that was scary. Like, I was down at turn 3 and 4 when it happened.
Yeah.
And you obviously saw Coyle absolutely barrel rolling down the fence, and you saw him ripping the fence down. And then over in turn 4, from that same crash, was Kerry rolling as well.
Yeah.
So, and then it was only once everything sort of settled down, all the cars had come to a stop, you looked over the fence, and here's Chris Coyle's whole fuel tank just sitting on like the dead zone, like that concrete area.
Yeah, before the sponsors.
Before the sponsor boards. And like looking back at it now, you probably count yourself lucky if you were one of those people standing up where the sort of
100%. That could have kept going
because it was close. Like, but yeah, both drivers walked away from that, which was good to see.
Would you say, now we always said this, and maybe I'll touch foot again. Would you say that's the biggest wreck you've seen personally at the Plex?
For me at the Plex, yeah, that would probably be the biggest one I've seen.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think actually it was probably Coyle last year at High Limit in his B main. He had a pretty big one coming out of 4 for me personally. But it's normally a smooth night at the Plex. Just get through.
I was going to say, we brag about when we're coming home and we're like, we haven't seen a red.
Yeah, we do. No reds tonight. No reds.
Yeah, no reds.
Yeah.
Which is always a good sign when you get no reds.
It's a quick night and no one's hurt, so it's good.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, the wrecks make the highlight reels. So.
Yeah. I think both Macedo brothers on night one also were run really good. They were both in the top 10, if I'm not, I may stand corrected here. But I was just mega impressed with both of them jumping into those rides and being quick. Obviously, the J&S drilling car we saw Caden in last year, so we know that car had some speed.
Yeah.
And the Highline Motorsport cars, like yeah, they were clean all weekend
For
and looked
sure.
really
Wicked.
good.
I reckon they could have got best presented team nearly. Like, they
Yeah.
were just nice. And I will stick up for the Highline guys here, because I remember when the stuff happened between Pigden and Macedo, and Buddy was coming in, Cole needed a ride. And then when they announced him in that car, people on socials were like, oh, what's this ride? Who are they? Blah, blah, blah. Only had their rookie in it. And I think they showed a lot of people that they've got great equipment this weekend.
Oh,
and Cole
100%.
Macedo did that team very well. And he's going to probably be successful with that car coming east as well, with how he has ran in east in the Dyson car and whatever. And yeah. I think Cole Macedo is going to be at the pointy end when he comes east in that wicked Highline car. That is just a nice car. That's probably a T-shirt I'm going to grab when he comes east for sure. So,
Yeah.
good on you, Highline and Cole, for, I think, showing everyone like, hey, we're both a real deal there. Like, Cole Macedo is a great driver and didn't just need a good car like the Dysons, and it shows how hard of the competition he's racing in the Outlaws week in, week out. So, it was one of those stories where I was like, heck yeah, man. Like, good on them. Like, and good for Cole too.
He's a ripper bloke.
Oh, he's a weapon. I call him a weapon. He's a good guy, eh? Yeah.
And Carson, I don't know whether it's just because I'm so used to seeing Carson Macedo in like the
41?
dark grey sort of 99.
Okay, yeah.
Colours. But man, does he suit a white race suit? Like that was clean. No,
are you like tripping here on it? I'm surprised you're not in a full cast Macedo get up now over a Goodyear one.
No, it was.
Wait a second, it was a beautiful K1 race suit. That's why.
Yeah,
surely.
Exactly.
Which you can get your K1 race suits from BK Racing Performance Products. Tick. But yeah, no. I knew the 60 car, he was going to have pace. And we'll get into that. Obviously, at Bunbury, he looked good. But yeah, night one obviously was really good. It was like everyone expected, from what I seen on socials after Boxing Day, they're like, oh, the Americans are going to sweep the whole weekend. Yeah. Which, as you know, being there and me watching, it was not an American dominance by far. Like, Kingshot, Goodyear, Manders, they're the ones, obviously. And even Luke Oldfield in last night, top 5. Like, that was probably not in anyone's bingo card, so wicked for the Pete Motorsport and Oldfield. Yeah. But yeah, when you go into night 2, was it... It looked like, from socials and stuff, qualifying was like copy and repeat the first 2 nights. Like the same guys were quick at the same time of the night. Was that true or real? What happened?
Yeah, pretty much was your usual guy, like your guys from Boxing Night and Night 1 that were up there in qualifying. Okay. Yep. You guys that weren't sort of up there, it wasn't because they didn't have the pace. It was probably just where they drew.
Peeled or drew? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, like night 2 ended up seeing Buddy win again. So his second out of 3 starts, he was already 2 wins. Yeah. And it sort of was like going through the crowd after night 2. It's Buddy and Corey Day going for the win on night 3. Mm-hmm. Jock Goodyear got 2nd place, and Dane Kingshot got another podium with a 3rd place. But yeah, it was sort of after that night, it was very much everyone was like, Buddy's the man to beat.
So they sort of said, nah, Corey's bad luck, like you're not that good now, which is, see how quick it could change? It's crazy.
Look, Corey was still quick, but like every night he was banging the walls, and everyone's like, he's going to hit that wall and have a big moment here. Like that, that's how on edge that car was.
So must see TV, Corey Day, eh? That's what you're saying.
Yeah. But it was funny when I went into the Maddington Toyota little media press conference afterward, and in the interview, Buddy was like, my laps didn't actually feel that quick. I reckon I had a couple of attempts to make up. and Jock and Dane both just looked at each other and go, "Oh shit, we're in trouble here."
I do know what you're talking about. I remember that clip you filmed and we put up. It was like, yeah, my qualifying laps didn't feel that good. And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like,
And Jock's like, "Damn!" Like he goes, I thought you were already too quick."
yeah. Well, look, on the Jock, that drive on night 2, wow. Like, there was a restart where it really made for him. And I will say it, walked past Larson and Sweet, and I was like, that is the imagery you get for going to the Plex and racing against the big dogs. Like, if you do that, that's like, for me, see, a lot of people I don't think in commentary they sort of like, it all was happening at once and how he did it, and I just watched it going, oh, that's wicked. And they're like, good, you're in third. And I'm like, bro, he just drove past 2 guys. You got to say who he drove past? Like, the owners of the bloody series. Like, he just walks by him, which I thought was cool. And, is how Jock has been developing at Perth. Yes, last year, high limit. Definitely a write-off. Everyone went, oh, he come back in February and whacked them all. So, do you think when the Goodyear team now is always going to be at high limit, probably, they're going to probably pick up a night or maybe snag the big one year? It's on the cards every year.
Yeah, I think it's...
Or do you think, nah, just not up to like that Buddy, Day Larson? They're just too good. What do you think?
No, I think it's only a matter of time. I think, he's got the speed to definitely be up there and winning those prelims and the big one.
Yeah.
And I think it will happen. He's definitely got the car to do it.
For sure. It was awesome. I love seeing Aussies go good at these events. Doesn't matter who the name is, and they're just waving that flag cool, and they're trying to get their name out there too.
Yeah, exactly.
You race against the big dogs and you beat some of the big dogs. Even if you don't win, you're on the podium. Dane Kingshot every night. Beat a lot of guys every night. That says something about 1 hour equipment here in Australia, Cricket Motorsports, and also the skill level. You can't just say, oh, because Dane races there all the time. Because no, it's not. You still got to, like some of the shots I think I've seen Veronica put up today on her TikTok of them like coming out of 2, and they were the quad like there, and it's like, how are they racing like that?
Yeah,
like how? Like, no wonder no one can beat them like that. All 4 of them were just like, how are you doing that? Remember, guys, when you're racing a sprint car, they can't even see the rear wheels. Can't see them.
It was funny. The guys that were whacking the wall, it was like they were gaining speed from whacking the wall.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You're going to have to go the old, can I order a Corey Day Jacobs ladder, please? Thank you. Like, so it's crazy. And can you now, night 3, how they do the whole promotion and the dice wheel and it's sort of a more pumped up night because remember, like, the top 4 don't really do anything until the dash draw. And how is that? Did that crowd really blow you away and just go, wow?
Yeah, it was cool. When they were doing the dice roll, I actually was trying to get a little bit of mic'd up stuff with Cal, who incidentally, after night 2, him and his team spent till 4 a.m. the next morning pretty much rebuilding his car. Like,
change the car,
from
new
the
chassis altogether. Wow.
Like, all the sort of bolt-on stuff he said was pretty much the same. They changed the chassis just because they weren't
happy
with it. Happy with it. I was doing a little bit of mic'd up stuff with him as they were doing it. But the crowd, when Larson went up to do his, and he spun a number 1, and you just heard the crowd go, "Oh!"
Oh, really?
It wasn't a bad groan, but it was like, "Oh, here we go!
Here we go! This guy's gonna flog him."
He's just gonna flog him. And like even Dane, Jock, and Cal were just like, "This guy's a freak! Like, he's got so much luck!" Like, but that was cool. And then to hear the likes of like Larson say that he wants to see Dane over in America racing.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was even made mention. Again, I had a mic on Dane Kingshot when it was happening, but Kyle Larson was actually saying to him how much he wants him over in America for a few months to get some racing in over there.
Bro, that getting that plug from Kyle, you're going to see people watching it, and maybe
Yeah.
the door or phone might get rung, you know. So
Yeah,
it's like,
so-
how good's Kyle for saying that? That's like showing his appreciation, like, this guy's badass.
Yeah,
Like, someone in America gives this guy a few months or something, you know. So
yeah,
which he doesn't have to do. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to. He's just saying the talent here is legit.
yeah.
So, and that's cool, bro.
So, yeah, going into night 3, it was, again, bumper crowd. Like, I reckon it was going in at the time I went in again around that 3 o'clock mark. I reckon it's the fullest I've seen the pit car park
Ooh,
and the fullest
okay,
I've seen the stands before a night of racing there.
Like, everyone wanted their seat. Wasn't
Like,
moving.
everyone wanted to make sure they had their spot. And
Yeah,
it
right.
was a stinking hot day. I think it was like 33, 34 degrees.
Was that on, like, the 28th?
No, so that was the 30th.
Oh, yeah, that was the day I was at Avalon. It was freezing
Yeah.
and I was blowing up
Yeah.
how cold it was. Actually, I was happy. I was unhappy and happy because I'd been sunburned for 4 bloody days, and then I'm like, So,
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're saying it's really hot there. So was the talk like, how's the track going to go on night 3 after how it's been?
Yeah, so yeah, I don't think, like, walking around, not too many people were worried about the track. You heard some people say like, "Oh, I hope they're getting enough water into it," and
Oh, the standard
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
but
They got the water truck out tonight.
to be fair, like, over the 3 nights we had already seen, you pretty much had 3 different tracks, and like the feature race still put on cracking racing.
How good's that? That's so good.
And like, even when we were there the year that like last year, and it went rubber down one of those nights, it was
Good
still
time.
it was still a pretty cool night of
Yes,
racing.
it was. That still was, because I remember that dash that night absolutely blew me away. And I'm like, this place is off tits.
And yeah, then obviously we'll get straight into the results of night 3. And once again, Kyle was sort of not even in the talks of people saying he's going to win it. Like, when you were walking around the pits, it was Buddy, it was Corey, it was Dane, it was Manders.
He loves that shit. I guarantee you. He's like, all right then.
And he came out in his heat race, very lucky in his heat race. You made mention of it before.
Oh, so that was that heat race.
Yeah.
See, look at that.
So
There you
Caden
go.
Manders blew his tyre coming out of turn 2,
Yeah.
which meant that Kyle Larson got the lead of that heat race.
There you go. There you go.
And obviously from there went on to, I don't think he finished. He finished all right in the dash.
Fourth. He would have to finish fourth.
Yeah, fourth.
Yeah.
So it was very much, and like the WA guys were all pumped up to see Kingshot off pole.
So good.
But yeah, you sort of got halfway through the race. It was Corey Day, Buddy, and Kingshot all fighting, and I think even Jock got up there for a little bit.
Yeah, he did. Yep, big time.
And they were fighting till the halfway point, and then a caution came out, and Corey Day had lost his mud cover
On the right rear?
on the right rear.
Yeah.
Which
Only from smacking the wall 7,600 times.
yeah, exactly, and then
Yeah.
eventually blew a tire, so that was his night done.
Yeah.
And then it was sort of Kingshot and Larson from there. Larson had come back.
Oh,
for
no,
a
that's
couple of
when
different portions.
he blew the tyre, but I was watching it. I remember going, oh, no, the track's rubber. And like, there was a bit of rubber out there from what they said,
Yeah.
maybe. But I'm thinking, like, oh, no, this is going to suck the ending. But then that was at around the same time Rico blew his motor.
Yeah, correct.
Right, so Rico blows his motor, and old Dane goes in there, guns blazing, Kyle misses it. And bang. But I want to ask you, what was it like on the ground at that stop around the Cricky car with the Nerf bar, the mufflers? Like, were you, like, what was that like?
It was pretty cool, actually, because you had J-Mac.
Who was already out of the race, yeah.
He was already out of the race, and he was over at the Cricky car, and I sort of had to run because I was at turn 3 and 4,
Yeah,
so I sort of had to run, realised they were doing a sort of red
Yeah.
and doing fuel and stuff like that, ran over, and as soon as I was running over, I'm like, I've got to look at these guys' tyres, like,
Of course, yeah.
I'm going to look at tyres, and like I was looking at a couple, I was like, oh yeah, they're not too bad. Then you get to King Shot's tyre, and I've got a
Oh,
photo
bro.
of it, and you
Crazy.
can just see a massive line
Yeah.
around the whole inside of the tyre, and I'm like, he's not going to finish.
I know. That was what it was like
Um,
watching on TV. You're like, no, he's
And then
done. Yeah.
you walk over to like Buddy's tyre, and it wasn't too bad. You walk over to Larson's tyre, and I don't even think there was a single crew guy looking at that tyre.
They were good.
It was good. It was good. And then honestly, the crowd when King shot through that slider going through turn 3 and 4,
Yeah.
like you could hear the crowd. Well, I don't know whether anyone else could, but I could hear the crowd.
You felt it? Like you felt the crowd?
Yeah. You
that's
felt
sick.
them all lift.
Yeah.
And then obviously to see Kyle go back to back, it was sort of, I don't know, it was like
Oh, you're a Kyle Larson guy here. Watch
yeah,
out.
like you're like sad because you want a new winner. But then
I was sad because it was Dane in second.
Yeah.
Because I'm like an Aussie. Like if that was like Buddy Cofield in second, I went, oh yeah, Americans. But like watching Dane go that close, and obviously the woulda, coulda, shoulda if the tire wasn't like that. If like was the motor like not as good because the mufflers didn't have as much air coming out. Like who knows? But it doesn't matter. It was a win for Dane Kingshot, even though it didn't feel like one.
Yeah.
But and watching Kyle Larson win, I just did this as well and going, you're a freak. I love it. And remember, like, are we ever going to watch another Kyle Larson? Probably not. So remember, guys, what you're watching is absolutely amazing. You're going to be talking about it for generations.
Yeah.
Like, so don't be that, oh, he won again. Well, it's like, I watched Donny Shots kick everyone's ass in Parramatta for 10 years straight. Yeah. And at the time, I hated it. But guess what? I wish I was there right now watching that freak be a freak and being there. You know what I mean? How good was he? Oh.
I love seeing that Pick and Payless car.
Yeah, Pick and Payless, so when he had the flames, but man, that 15 Pick and Payless ruined my night every week. But it now thinking about it, you're like, I wish I sat there and went, this guy's the best.
Yeah.
Because you don't think it's going to end when you're there. Like when you're there, you're like, oh, he'll be here next week, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he's going to win again and whatever. I started cheering Joey Saldana that hard because I wanted someone to beat him. But poor Joey couldn't do it either. But anyway. But yeah, so look, how can you explain how intense it is to some of the viewers too, being on the infield and being media and like, what is that like? Like it's pretty intense at these big events, yeah?
Yeah.
You're having fun though, of course. Like it's the best seat in the house. But I mean, like, what you go through, and sometimes I feel it too when you're media. Sometimes you don't get to enjoy that moment because you're still going,
yeah.
Where everyone else is like, you're like,
I'm still, like there was moments where like stuff was happening and I'm like, gotta get it, like gotta film it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that would have been cool. Like, and there was a couple of times that I did get caught napping because I was watching a slide job. And
I love it. You got to, bro. And I always say to you, like, remember to have fun too. Like, stop filming for a second. Just go.
Yeah.
Like, feel like you're there, not watching from a phone. That's what I try to say to you as much as you can. But, nah, man. Like, so overall, you've got your notes here, which you've ripped through. King Shot's consistency was a weekend. Like, he'd have to be, for me, if you had to do a BK Racing performance product, moment of the whole weekend you were in Perth, what would it be? Mine, I already know mine. Mine is Dane King Shot Killer. Right? What's yours?
Yeah, well, you've basically stolen mine, but anyway.
Yeah, but was yours like a moment you seen there? Mine's like I wasn't there. I'm saying overall weekend, it was like I was watching the number 2 be a weapon, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, more like Dane's probably my BK performance of the weekend because speaking to Matty Cochran, his crew chief,
yep,
on night 2, and I'm like, all right, like how do you think he's gonna go? And he's like, I told Dane, like, there's a lot of fast guys out there. If they pass him, just be happy with where you finish. Like, just don't get in a wreck. Be as quick as you can, but, like, don't worry about finishing first. And
Which is hard too, eh? It's hard.
Yeah, and I was like, they don't think they've got the car. Like, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they know their car pretty well.
Yeah.
And then he came out and was like he finished 4th, 3rd, and 2nd across those 4 nights.
Weapon.
And like,
Yeah.
and like,
And they did not have a good high limit last year. From more
No.
like remember, like they were in wrecks or caught up in features, and it was like, oh, you guys aren't like last year. It was Williamson, Cow, all high limit was like, you know. Where this year it really switched, and it was great to see for all the yards.
yeah, to see like Dane do what he did, and like not that his crew chief didn't have faith in him, but it was just
No, I think that's maybe
crew
that
chief-
calmness of like, hey man, look where we're racing. Top 5's great here. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's
so-
also too, Matty, experience. I know they're not racing World Series, but he used to do points racing. So
Yeah.
like that is like a, hey man, a 5th's good tonight. Chillax.
Yeah.
We love to win, but chill. Like
yeah,
we need to get up to the pointy end on the big night, not every night. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, incredible effort from them. Who else?
what would you say to a fan? There's no way a fan after watching those scenes again, like if you're thinking about it, just pull the trigger and go to the event, hey. Or like go to Perth Motorplex at any time. But if you're going to pick a time, man, like why not that time?
Yeah, Gav and the whole team there run an awesome show. And the thing that I love about going there is Gav's passion for the sport.
You can feel it off him, eh?
You can feel it off him. He loves the sport. And like,
but that's same as Chris Mitchell. The same as like Veronica, Mikey, the track guy, Con when he's driving around. You know what I mean? Like, it's just vibrant and it's great to, you know, like, especially what we do. It's like, yeah, they appreciate and pumped up about what we do. We're going to do a good job again. Like, let's go, you know? So.
Yeah, like they checking in with drivers to make sure they're happy with the facilities, everything like that. They run an awesome show. And if you are sitting there going, oh, I don't know whether I should go or not, maybe I should do this, I'm telling you right now, go. Like, that place is insane, and is probably Australia's best track at this point in time. With the way they run the show and everything like that, it's like there's other tracks that are up there and have amazing facilities as well. I'm not knocking any other track, but Motorplex is definitely setting the standard at the moment and is incredible. Like, I get goosebumps every time they roll out for an A main there, and I don't get that very often.
I know your vibe, bro. I get it, 100%. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for that vibe and feeling, the Motorplex, because I was at Brandt Sprintcar Speedweek having a ball too, but we'll get into that. But of course, I want to thank our major partner, Eliminator Race Wings, for everything they do for us, and of course, get your sprint car wings from them. Eliminator Race Wings are Australian manufactured with recessed rivets for extra strength.
Manufactured with 6061 T6 aluminium for lightweight and strength. Sprint car top wings, dished and flat, along with front wings.
They also have Formula 500 wings now available.
Eliminator Race Wings, available Australia-wide.
All right, we're back into it, Binny. Now, my Eliminator Race Wing dance of the week, I'll call it Speed Week, easily, I think the emotion behind it was Jordan Chargers.
Yeah.
After that win of, I guarantee it was no one's bingo card he would win a Speed Week round, let alone win Avalon. But having his little boy there with him too got to me. I'm a dad as well, and he's a little blonde white fella like how my little boy used to look as well. And he drove so good and held off the big dogs, Veal and McHugh and Hallett. And even in the dash, that cam footage I got of his front nose cone coming up and blocking him. So what actually happened to viewers, there's two Zeus clips that hold down this panel that goes like this at the bottom, and something broke both of them and they flicked up and it stayed there. And he drove the whole dash and ran second and kept himself off the front row alongside Rusty Hickman with that performance. And I don't know whether if he wins that, if he doesn't start off the front row. Not because he's not talented enough. I just know he was in the right place at the right time and everything fell into him. He got lap cars great and whatever. And That was my wing dance of the week, easily Jordan Chargers. Now, getting into Brandt Sprintcar Speedweek, I left Christmas Day around 11 a.m. to start heading down to Murray Bridge, which is in South Australia. It's just under a 14-hour drive from Sydney. I drove it. Now, I did stop in. It was good. Got to stop in to see my uncle Christmas night. Say hello to him because I did not want to drive in the kangaroo territory again. It is scary. No, thank you. So then Boxing Day, I had about a 4 to 5 hour drive still left and rocked up to Murray Bridge. And man, that first time you rock into Murray Bridge, that Coliseum vibe still gets me every time. It's such a badass looking place. Murray Bridge, every time I've been there, besides Australian title night with it's been pretty good. Now, what I like to say is the fans and the members, they actually park up the top like a movie cinema. The members got these special spots, and I'm like, now that is cool. All right, that's the best spot in the house or whatever. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like leaving. It'd be a bit chaotic, just quietly. But Brandt Sprintcar Speedweek kicked off at Murray Bridge. Some of the guys who looked really quick early on was the McHughes, and Todd Muir was qualifying so good. Just starting his night wicked like last year in the 26. I think he even said the motor was like 15, 20 years old and just been refreshed, and then it was still just a weapon. So there you go. The racing was great straight away all night at Murray Bridge. I couldn't follow it. The track kept, developing and shaping into a beautiful feature track. After the heats and stuff, I think Ryan Newton and Max Guilford, the New Zealand champ, with the front row, which was really cool to see as well. Everyone was saying, how's Max going to go? It's his first time running here in Australia, for a long time, I think maybe ever, but he started off the pole, did well, but Murray Bridge on that night was Ryan Newton. It was a night. It was a very dominant performance. I think at one point just before the red, it went about 32 laps straight, and he had a 6.5, nearly 7-second lead on that field at Murray Bridge. And Murray Bridge isn't a big track.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like Marcus showed his nose early when lap traffic was absolutely chaotic. It was 3-car wide lap traffic at one point. And I'm like, how are they all going to get through this? And Ryan got through it so well. You could tell his time in America has really stepped up that side of his game. And, went on to win. Now, Peter Dugas had a big lick with about 2 laps to go right in front of Newton as the leader. Newton missed it. Restarted. Matt Dumsney had another go. Got into the back of the wall or something, spun out. But, Ryan went on to win. Podium was Marcus Dumsney and Brock Hallett. Hallett come from about 9th that night too. So, remember, this was a point series. So, that was a pretty big drive for him. And I think McHugh was 4th or 5th or somewhere around there, So, what was cool about the Speedweek side of it was you were still watching wherever everyone finished. Where did he finish? Even though it was night one, you still just went, where did McHugh finish? Where did Marcus and Matt finish? And Hallett or Todd Muir, his time's good. If he finishes close, he's going to chip his way. So anyway, Newton won that. And then, man, we go to pretty much nearly my most favourite track, Tolma. Oh, mate. Rock up there. It was hot as shit still, 2 days in a row. I'm white as, sunburn as hell. The fans were great at Tolma. That new grandstand, the looks and the feels of it, like what you can see. And man, I still walk in there and go, how are they going to rip the top on this thing? It's not like it's Perth Motorplex back. It's like, I don't know, it just feels bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's actually shorter than most tracks still. That's how just the look of it really gets you. Same sort of guy started their night well. McHugh, Hallett, Neil just good in time trials, just maybe the spot. It was a super wet track. They had the wheel pack for a while, get it in, because I think they were worried about the last 2 times they went there, a bit of rubber, and the features weren't as amazing. Even though the heat racing, when we watched it, I think a few weeks ago, when Callum and Dane and all the boys were there, it was wicked. Yeah. But it was a more traditional track this night, quicker, fast, hot heats and stuff. So McHugh was well. Hallett was well. Now, the thing was, the big talking point was Ryan Newton blew a motor. Did a motor in the heats. He was winning the heat, so that would have set his night up just like the night before. They go away. They change it, come back, B main, and then we're set. McHugh's around the front row. McHugh just sets out and goes. And, never looked like losing. And that talking point was similar to Corey Day the other night. Newton was, back in 21st or something. and drove all the way to second. McHugh still won by a good length, like about nearly 2 seconds. It was one of those nights where it woulda, coulda, shoulda, yellow, but McHugh definitely owned it and went green to checker. McHugh looked great again. And it was obviously Ryan Newton still leading the points, and the points were tight at that point. Yes, Binny.
When, like, after Murray Bridge and Tolma,
Yes.
like, what was it like in the pits? Was it very much like every team was just pretty much packing it up and getting moving again?
Like no messing around. No messing around. Maybe like if you went good, you would sort of, but because it's 3 nights straight, it's like pack up, go. Like
How long in between Murray Bridge, Tolma, and Borderline? Like how
back to back every day.
Yeah, but like how far's the
Oh,
drive?
so Murray Bridge to Tolma is just under 2 hours. And Tolma to Borderline is 4 hours.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of teams are either staying around Tolma or literally heading that big 4 hours that night from Bordertown to Borderline, Mount Gambier, which from history is a very dangerous kangaroo-y drive, it can be.
Yeah.
Where if you follow the trucks, like all the trucks are steamrolling like coal trains. They're just sending it because they need to get there, do their maintenance. Now you get to a town like Mount Gambier. It's a nice little town. It's the first time I've ever been there. Never been to Borderline, you know. So I had expectations. I think, at that point, Newton still had the point lead by maybe 30 points or something. McHugh was on his heels after getting a good win because the points were such a big drop-off. It was like 250 for a win, then down to 230. And so on, or 220 maybe. Borderline roll out, and now I get why people really love Borderline. The scenery of it's really nice. It's the best grass you'll ever see at a speedway. There's actually no real seats in the place. The whole thing is like a coliseum of grass. I will say there's no reception there. They got to fix that bad boy. Whoa. Thank God to Josh and Em from JFE Group hooking us up with the Starlink. Had to run from the pits all the time to the turn 1 or whatever to get bloody Wi-Fi and just to try update everyone as much as I could. It's going to be one of the most intense Australian titles, and I'll call that right now because Borderline has reshaped their track a bit, made it a little bit wider. It's the first time I've seen it. I didn't know any different, but it was a bit hooked up all night. Like it didn't really slicken off. They did a bit of track work, but I will say like no feature is given at Borderline by the looks of it. Like you will be... The heat races will have drama. It'll be the most intense title, I feel. Just from that one night I had there. I just think it was like if Warrnambool and Avalon had a baby. That's how I'll explain Borderline. At one point I'm like, oh yeah, Warrnambool. But then you're like, no, it's not Warrnambool. And then you're like, what is it, Avalon? It's like, and maybe Murray Bridge, throw it in there, but not Murray Bridge. I don't know. But it was definitely like 2 or 3. It's a great separation of like, you're not going to get the same racing at all, but similar.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like you've been to Avalon now and you feel that vibe of like, it's not banked, but it can put on some good shit, you know? And Borderline's like that in between, I think, Avalon and Warrnambool. You know, Warrnambool's like Warrnambool and then it's like that little bit off. So I would say that for sure. Borderline was just Lockie McHugh's night. Super quick, early on. Did good in his heat race. And again, this is where Max Guilford really flicked a switch too. He came through and passed some good guys to get his first ever Australian podium there. McHugh dominated. This is where Newton in the points sort of slipped back a bit. He was running about 4-4-5, banged the wall early, so probably had a bit of a Jacob's ladder issue. It was and on a track like that, you did not need to have a bit tight race car. Fell back, got into it with Dylan Jenkin a bit, fell back, finished 8th, but how big the points were, it was a big point change. So McHugh took the lead in the points. And then there was a day off. Everyone got a day off to relax and reload, and I was praying for a day off. Damn, I don't know how you guys do it all the time. Oh, the travelling and shit. But I will say the saving grace for me, Mount Gambier have like clean, professional, nice showers. And after Borderline, I needed a shower. And I was in there for like, I reckon, half a. Oh, loving it. Going, how good is this? Had me soap and everything. The thongs on. Oh, I won't get too much into it, but damn, I felt good. All right. So then we spend the night there. I just stayed there. It was cool in the van, chilled out, and then head to Avalon. Avalon was actually, I lied to you before. Tolma to Borderline is 2 hours. So it's 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, or 2 hours 30 maybe. So sorry to listeners if you yelled at me before, you're a liar. But borderline Mount Gambier to Avalon is 4.5.
Right.
So you get a day off to do a bigger drive if you want.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a shit drive. Not going to lie. It's just nothing. And nothing. And you can see the damage from some of the kangaroos on the nights. Damn it, man. It's crazy down there, man. They need to put some fences on some shit. Oh, my God. Anyway.
The roos are just sleeping, mate.
Oh, don't be that guy. All right? You did that enough on the trip. Why is that roo sleeping there? You turn it up. Turn it up. So, yeah. It's Avalon, we get there, and it's all of a sudden cold. It'd been 30 plus cold, and straight away we're like, a lot of people were saying, okay, maybe the track's not going to widen out because Avalon, when it's cold, it normally does it. And once again, maybe I'm just lucky. Every time I go to Avalon, it puts on a banger. I thought it was good. I mean, heat racing was narrow, but guys were still moving when they needed to. And yeah, but once again, the Jordan Charge, Rusty Hickman really stood up that night. Hickman went electric in time trials. And that was a night that, for the point stuff, McHugh definitely did a lot where Newton didn't have such a good night. Timed not as well. Came through the B, did his job to get in the show, and then started back 18th again, but only could make his way to 13th or 14th or something. So that was a big points jump right there. And then I think even Hallett maybe jumped Newton at the same time, or not even. But it was McHugh had a nice lead. Just needed to do the job at Premier. Finish, right? But yeah, the drive of the night was the Jordan Charge, like I talked about before. Amazing. And it was one of those things in the series where you're that moment of, yeah, that wasn't on the bingo, but that's good. And that's a very strong Avalon car, the V60. Veely's been a weapon around there too. He wasn't, and I could tell you, he was not a happy chappy running, second and third there. And but no, he did what Charge did to hold off McHugh. They were circling, They were not happy with second and third, those two boys. You know what I mean? They were circling like the Great Whites, and they nearly got him at the end, but he did a ripper job. And yeah, that was my wing dance, like I said. And then we go into Premier. Now, Premier, that place is just so special. It's you've been there this year, and it just gets you up. You watch the first lot of hot laps or time trials here, and you're like, oh yeah, we're at Warrnambool, baby, And I would say it was a very good quality field again. But the highlighter for that night for me was Daniel Stoyer. Now, everyone's been talking about Luke Stoyer, how good he's been qualifying. Now, he had a dreadful weekend, the poor bugger. I'm sorry, Luke. He, I think, motor DNF the first night or something, and then cut a left rear down at Tolma when he was about to transfer into the feature. I think something else happened at Avalon. It just wasn't his weekend, man. That car's going to be back and ready to go. But yeah, Daniel Stoyer, his brother in the 43, lit the track up in qualifying flight one. Won his heat or transferred. I don't think he won his heat, but transferred definitely. Won the dash and looked fast. And it was good to see that. Those guys that are putting the laps in, we're getting more guys that are getting up to really good speeds now. And are going to throw some spanners in heat races and qualifying and not make it so easy for everyone else, because these Stoyer brothers are sending it right now. And they got some wicked speed. So that was my highlight of Premier. And then Brock Hallett's class. Wow. He tucked our wing right back. Cruisy through the middle. Now, McHugh was hammering the top. Bop, 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 bop. And just couldn't get there in the time. But anyway, and then Max Guilford again with a late charge from where he was to finish fourth or something. He snagged top 3 in the series points. I think he jumped Newton maybe, because Newton DNF'd at Premier. Was running 5th or 4th at the time. Was looking good for that point series, get a bit of cash there. But yeah, Lockie McHugh back-to-back Brandt Sprintcar Speedweek champion and most consistent team all weekend. That's why they won. And he had, I think he won 2 out of the 5 and only missed a podium in 1. And Hallett's consistency again was just next level, and it's one of the great seasons he's having. Starting early, and look for those Those 5, the guys on Speedweek, it was like you didn't know who was going to win each night, which was so good. I mean, maybe like High Limit, you didn't know, but you knew there was a handful of guys at Speedweek, but you honestly didn't know. If you knew someone was going to win each night, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say, obviously, you could say McHugh, Hallett, after Newton's early on performances, and then I don't know, let's say a Chargy, it was so good, man. And the crowds were amazing. Binny, like this is where I say everyone goes, oh, High Limit, why are you wasting time on the East? I had that, really. I was like, oh, come on, relax. But the crowds were mega, mate. A lot of T-shirt sales. Like I was walking around, people going, hey, Cove, what are you doing? And I was like, that's sick, man. Like, yeah, Binny's over in Perth. And they're like, oh, you got the short. I'm like, no, I didn't. Relax. But no, I thought every track, and I'll give kudos to Murray Bridge, Tolma, Mount Gambier Borderline, Avalon, and Premier. You guys all put on amazing tracks and racing, and you could not complain as a fan, or maybe not even a driver, of all the nights. The tracks were just top notch, and I think this classic Speed Week time is going to be mega. Well, not Speed Week, I said that already. We just did that, you dummy. The classic period over those 3 to 4 tracks are going to be amazing. I'd be surprised unless we get bad hot weather, but yeah, they're shaping up to be some of the most intense, serious racing there. So, what was and another guy that is back in form, Matt Eagle. I thought he really stood up over this Speed Week. And
he got a podium at one of the nights.
Yeah, he got a podium at Borderline, Mount Gambier. So
I would have loved to have seen Matt Eagle give High Limits another crack this year, because he had some serious speed last year.
Yeah, so a few things are going on with that team. I think a little bit of changing and stuff going on there, and I think they got it moving right now. So look for Matty to be at the pointy end over the next few weeks, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But I'll run through all the podiums over Speed Week real quick. So the Murray Bridge was Newton, Marcus Dumsney, Hallett. Tolma was McHugh, Newton, Charge. Borderline, McHugh, Eagle, Guildford. Avalon, Charge, McHugh, Veal. And Premier was Hallett, McHugh, Veal. So there you go. That was all the results from there. And wow, man, just what a week and a bit that was, and for you and me and the travel. But yeah, and then it leads us into brother. Western Sydney Speedway. How good was that? Oh, I'm not being biased. Stuff you all. I'm a Sydney guy. But come and say a bad word about it, please. Bring it on, because you know nothing. Oh, my God. What a night. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm too pumped up. But damn, that was good.
No, it was good. And rolling in at the time we rolled in on Saturday.
About 4 o'clock, we got there, eh?
Yeah, about 3:34. We rolled in. The top car park was full.
Chock. Car park full sign was up.
Yep. You had our mate, the security guard on the front gate, trying to
Vin
turn
Diesel.
us around.
Yeah, Vinny Diesel. Hey, mate, calm down. Take it easy. Take it easy. I don't want no problems. I thought he was going to pull out the old pacifier on me. And I was like, no, take it easy.
But yeah, to roll in and then see the crowd already up in the grandstand.
Oh. The pits. What about the pits?
Yeah. Walking around the pits.
Right.
It was cool. Cool to see Sydney back and getting some big racing.
I feel though
they get some racing.
I feel for what we have done together. You know, starting Codeman racing, now we're moving into Rubber Down and still building Binny and Codeman, whatever. That is our first time at Sydney doing this, where we felt that. Where before on opening nights, I always did, how I was playing it, like I was always a fan or something, or whatever. My camera just turned off. Don't worry about it, guys. Keep talking, Binny, for the episode. But, to me, it really felt like the first time where I was like, this is really cool, guys. Like, we got something special here, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. And it was everyone walking around the pits with fingers crossed and hoping that it was a good night. And it
Yeah, for
it,
sure.
it was a warm afternoon, so it was
It
making
was,
everyone
brother.
else a little bit
Mhm.
nervous about how things were going to pan out.
Yep.
But man, Cam Ware and Mitch absolutely did a
Killed
ripper
it.
job
Killed it.
doing what they did.
Yep.
And look, there's going to be little hiccups here and there that they can iron out. Nothing in the end, nothing is perfect.
100%
But
agree, bro.
from a fan's perspective, I think that was a ripper night, and I think you could tell how good of a night it was when the feature had finished up, and there was pretty much the whole crowd still there.
In the pits, hanging out. Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
like-
we have not had that for a super long time. So
No.
that was what I was more pumped about as well, bro.
Yeah, and obviously Lockie McHugh continued his form from Brandt Speedweek and took the win.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Kading, man, didn't he put on a show throughout the night?
What a show, bro. What a show.
I think it was in his heat race with Marcus Dumpsney, chasing down Marcus. Marcus led the whole heat race.
That was killer, bro.
And, Tim decided to
have a go. Have a dig.
Take it off him on the last corner.
Yeah.
Reminded me of sort of Jordan Brazier and Jock Goodyear. So
Stop giving Brazier a hard time, yo.
sorry, Braze, but
Sorry. I don't know about that. Can we talk about the feature? Maybe it was like that. Don't worry about the heat race. What's the difference in the feature? But
yeah, that's true.
can you, okay, like, we started on the infield, okay, and I said to you, I go, hey, bro, like today, all the heat racing, I've got my son and my fiance and my daughter here, and actually Morgan, my partner, her family all came. Like, they never really come, and she just asked them, and they said, hell yeah. So they had, like, my brother-in-laws, my sister-in-laws were all there, and my niece and nephews, and they were having a ball, man. And I said, no, I want to go watch the heat racing out there. I'd never get to watch racing with my boy because we're always traveling, or I'm like, no, Dad's on the infield, and she just stays at home, you know. And I said, no, this time I promise I'm coming out and watching it with you. And I did, and I couldn't stop stopping as the second flight of qualifying was out, because I was stopping around all these people and watching the track, and my eyes had never lit up at a place, maybe that similar to Perth vibe, and go, man, this is wicked. And maybe because it was more people there, and I wasn't standing there with glasses, no one can complain about dirt or dust or anything, and I was just like, I just forgot what I was doing. Like you said, I was just watching, and then that's where I got my phone up quick. Oh, shit. Get a few reels of this and just show and post how many people were there, because I was so happy how many people were there. And I just felt in my gut, I'm like, man, I think tonight's going to be wicked. You know, like there's promising signs. And, yeah, man, I went and sat my kid, and I even messaged you. I'm like, bro, you got to get out of here. Like, you got to come feel this. And, like, what was it from your point of view, watching a few heats out there and being amongst the people like that? It's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, well, Morgan, your partner, summed it up pretty well when we both sat down we sat down with them, and she's like, you guys don't get to watch it from out here very often.
We don't. But that's not
like,
because it's not a privilege. Thank you so much what we get to do. But we don't sometimes get the feeling of it because we're sometimes with the teams and stuff.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like I spent the first heat race just on the exit of turn 2, which you got covered in clay.
Oh yeah. Do you mean turn 4?
No, turn 2.
Bro, turn 2's like I sat at the start of 3. Turn 2's the pits. Oh, you were in the pits. Oh.
No, I was down on the exit. So when they ripped through turn 2, I was literally right on right at the end of that spectator zone.
Oh, okay. Right. You walked past me.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was there for heat race number 1, and I was like, this is cool.
I know, right? I know.
Meanwhile, I'm covered in clay.
Pumped. You look like me. You look like an idiot with rooster tails all over you and blind, probably.
And then I was like, what am I going to do for heat race number 2? So I went and stood in the middle of turn 3 and 4. And I was like, it was the heat race with Daniel Sayer and Max Guilford.
Oh, when they were 3 wide at some points, bro. It was like, what is going on?
they were just racing hard, and I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And like I was getting awesome shots of their cars through the fence. And I was like, oh yeah, mint.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm going to change it up again. Where am I going to go stand this time?
Yeah.
And I went up into the corporate box area and just stood up there.
That's cool too, eh?
And I was like, yeah, this is cool. And
Yeah.
I sort of got stuck watching heat race number 4 with Tim Kading and Marcus because I was, as a fan, I was sort of cheering on Tim Kading and going, go, come on, come on. Just because he puts on a wicked show and that car looked awesome. No disrespect to Marcus because I love seeing Marcus go well as a Sydney guy.
Yeah, bloody oath,
But it was just cool. And like Tim Kading and the Jimmy Matchett team and all that, man, they've made that team look really well. And we spoke about it on the night. We reckon going into the Classic, they could be very well best presented car.
It's gonna be close. Like I think their crew shirts look wicked. If they match the black shirts, shoes, a hat, I'm telling you, it's gonna be hard to beat that team best presented.
Even the guy rocking the JMS painting singlet, I was like,
yeah,
that's gangster.
Yeah, that team, that is cool, and they came so close. But again, McHugh said, no, that's my 10 G's, baby. But the whole night, like the one things I want to take from the night is, man, it was so packed. Like, you can't get upset if you were waiting for tickets in line because you could have bought them online. So buy your tickets online, wherever speedway you go to. Doesn't matter if it's Sydney, Perth. Like, bro, do yourself a favour. Just buy the ticket online and get there early and help the speedway too know how many people are going to go, so they might be able to cater for more people. Because I think that's what happened. Like, maybe the ticket sales were lower, and then all of a sudden all these people came to the gate, and man, every food vendor was pumped all night. The bars were pumped all night. I heard some ran out of food, and that's not a bad thing. This is all positives of like, this is great. Like, we haven't had that. Like, I honestly don't think there was never that many people there besides maybe opening nights. Like when Eastern Creek opened.
I reckon that crowd on the weekend would probably be up there with the crowd that was there the very first
That's
night
what I'm saying. Like, not like opening seasons. I mean, like brand new gate open cut.
Yeah.
And that night turned a few people away.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't run very well. And that's because, no offense to the people running it at the time, mate, they were trying to run something that wasn't finished yet. And there were so many flaws. And there's probably still flaws now. Do you know what I mean? And I hope it's a turning point we get. But I know they got to back it up. They can't just do it once and we're good. But I do think after that, man, like, if we go backwards, what's going on there? Like, that, it was such a good show.
Also, still really cool, and I still get excited when I see it. The flagman on the front straight. I love seeing the flag.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's actually in the window, waving it. Yeah, what a view of that would be.
Does it, and now Sydney, it's cool.
It's old school. I mean, a lot of tracks are going to that digital stuff, which is probably safer too. Yeah. But malfunctions, no flags. You never know what happens. So a big few talking points from the night though, Binny. Yes, the racing we were stoked with. All the spots too, like we just mentioned. I don't feel there's a bad spot to watch from. Not gonna lie, it's there's a lot of viewing areas that you can see everything pretty damn well at Western Sydney Speedway. Corporate boxes are next level. Oh my god, do yourself a favour if you ever want to go and have a really good night. But I will say the racing now, the talking point about the feature was they did a bit of water just before on the bottom and top, and we were on the infield and we were a bit worried it was a little bit too wet and we're going to have to do a fuel stop and that. But hey, it worked out now. Kobe Wright and Marcus got in an accident, turn 1 with the Buckley, and then, which sucked. Marcus was out of 8, looking for a good night, and so was Kobe.
Also,
Kobe
Binny
was in the dash. Binny tipped him and only lasted a straight. Mind you, I tipped McHugh, got the win, dub. That's probably my first one ever on a YouTube video. I've actually picked the winner because you normally pick the pole sitter, and mine wasn't a pole sitter either, so I'm happy with a 5th. So, But yeah, and then we go into Goodyear. So unlucky. He probably goes on to win that race because he was, once he got past Kading, a good battle, top and bottom. Like it was, what was good was there was a bottom and top throughout that whole feature. And yeah, Goodyear unlucky. Going on the outside of Alex Attard, makes contact right front to left rear. It slowly puts the left rear down and it shreds. And he's out. Was pretty devo because it was like, I think that was his to lose at that point, which was tough for Jock coming and the team as well. You got to think about for that team made that trip from Perth, Western Australia. I don't know how many bloody kilometres that is, but it's a long way to get there and to have that race in your graphs. And, that would have been a really good week for that team. And unfortunately, on the infield. And that gave us a restart with McHugh and Kading. And I thought Kading wasn't going to lose it, but then McHugh just tracked him down. I reckon, what would you say, the last 8 to 7 laps, they were going at it for?
They're pretty much side by side, those last.
Yeah, just swapping. One would go top, one would go bottom and whatever. And then Kading would make a really hard choice. And, yeah, it was really cool. The last corner, last lap, you can't expect a better finish. There was a bit of miscommunication with the men's motorsport deal with the safety and the belts between officials, which really sucks for men's, Dylan. He's been travelling a lot and it just sounds like a big miscommunication, which sucks. Like, really sucks because you don't want that for anyone, especially when it's safety. So, hopefully, that doesn't happen again at any speedway in Australia because it's just about communication. But yeah, besides that, mate, what was your one big takeaway from Western Sydney Speedway?
Sydney boys still have it. The Sydney boys still have
let's go. They won like 3 of the 4 heat races and nearly made it 4. If Marcus would have won, it would have been 4 Sydney guys.
The big boys were in town, but the Sydney boys were still able to win some heat races, which I think is mega for those Sydney boys. I think Kobe Wright picked up a heat race. Daniel Sayer picked up a heat race.
Kobe Wright's was stacked too. It wasn't like a pushover heat race. I don't think any heat race was pushed over on the weekend.
I think Kobe Wright's heat race, was that the one that had McHugh and TJ Stutz battling in it?
Battling in it with also, it was a mega heat race, that one. So
yeah,
that was a good heat. There wasn't one bit of bad racing all night, I thought. I mean, we were there. Maybe and you have said this. Maybe they got to work out the infield situation, and we're not going to touch too much on it. But I think everyone seen, some of the bollards on the track and stuff, like whoever hit them or what. But I do think maybe that I don't know how they're going to do it because there's so many rules and stuff what you can do to have infield. Like, the easiest fix would be tractor tyres, but you're not allowed to do that anymore. So, I don't know what they're going to do, but either call it or not. That's what I'm going to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those touchy things. Like, what else can they do with that bike track now? That's one of the things I don't think...
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I feel as though the bike track...
Yeah, was it that bad, though? Maybe moments, but...
I don't know. I'm the same. I feel like something needs to be there.
But what? I don't know what they can do.
Yeah.
They're not going to move concrete bloody poles all week and change it and stuff. And I don't even think you can have a concrete pole that close to the track here in Australia.
It'd be cool if you could.
Oh, man.
Imagine how tight that track would be.
It'd be mega. It'd be like T-Bar. Actually, T-Bar has one. So what's going on there?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, surely we can just put the concrete barriers out there during the...
Oh, yeah, you're going to go there in the machine and do all the labour? 100%, go.
Hey, how many bike shows are they running a year?
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. But I would say there's just minute stuff. No speedway's ever going to be perfect. But, man, they hit a grand slam on the weekend. I'll say that. Like... you'd struggle to find someone in that crowd would say, "Why wouldn't you come back?" Oh, because it was crap. Oh, the food took too long. Well, fucking, you don't go to Speedway to eat food, brother. We made chicken wraps, chicken and cheese mayo wraps, baby. Get to Woolies and get your barbecue chicken. I did. Spewing.
I can get one of them.
Get to Woolies and get your barbecue chickens, brother. You'll be sweet.
I still love when you go to the Speedway and you see, like, people that have never been before rock up in white pants. White shirt.
You're like, newbie.
And I'm like,
newbie.
oh, yep. She's here with her boyfriend and has no idea what's going on.
That's not new. Now, saying that, coming with your boyfriend, Sydney's next show is around February 14th or 15th. Great time for Valentine's Day to take your missus to the Speedway. So make sure you get there for the next round at Western Sydney Speedway. Date night, babe. There you go. So take your chockies and buy them a couple skewies at the bar. And make sure you take your own barbecue chickens. You don't have to ruin your date by lining up in a line. All right, there you go. There's a plug.
Take your own barbecue chickens. You're going to look like, that guy on YouTube and stuff that has the chicken.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen that guy that goes to Costco and he has the barcode on his shirt of the barbecue chickens? So they just go, scan my shirt. Oh, yeah. He goes into Costco's in America and buys like 8 barbecue chickens and he's like, look. The barcode's on my shirt. And it actually is a barbecue chicken for Costco's barcode or something. Anyway, we're off track here. Okay, so we'll finish off. Queensland was the Sprint Car Power Tour, which continues up at High Tech Oils Toowoomba Speedway with a mega field up there. We're talking Hallett, Newton, McHugh, Goodyear, Guildford. I don't know.
Got a Wednesday night show as well?
Yeah, so it's the 7th. 7th, 9th, and 10th is all at T-Bar. The Power Tour continues on up there, and wow, it's going to be some big T-Bar laps. And every time you get T-Bar laps, you look at the Red Hot Summer Shootout or Red Hot Shootout, and then also the next Australian title after Borderline's there. So it's always guys, and guys like McHugh, Goodyear, Hallett's been in good form there. Newton's picked up a feature race there. The local talent at Queensland steps up, so they're going to be very intense, and we get midweek racing like for the next 2 weeks, brother. So it's going to be racing non-stop. And just this past weekend, Brock Hallett got his first ever win at T-Bar. Could you believe that? First ever win at T-Bar. He has had a lot of seconds and third, or maybe, I don't know if it was his first one because I swear he won there earlier this year, but maybe, I think he did, but he definitely has turned it on this season, Hallett, and I think he's one of the danger mans, the Q5, GW Racing coming into the big stuff.
100%. He's always around there at classic times. So.
I reckon he'd be right up there with the National Series, a pointy end for the points. Yep. He is Mr. Consistent, him and McHugh. One thing I will touch on before we finish, Binny. National Series we talk about all the time, and I actually, you remember me talking to this about with Mr. Claridge when he said our podcast audio need to be better. Thank you, Brennan. Hope it was this episode. It's true. Thank you, Mr. Claridge. No, I love constructive criticism because it makes our episodes better. That's why I'm talking like this. I don't like today.
He also said he wanted to hear less of you. So
yeah, he did. Anyway, you're hearing more of me, Brendan. So suck it. I would say if we get a national series going, the teams need to be looked after better. Because the Traveller and I did, it was my first time driving that long. Man, that's hard. I couldn't imagine rebuilding cars if you wreck them, or you got families or hotels or living in a truck. I just think the teams need to be looked after better, and I don't know if that's prize money or just support for signing up to it. Because right now they're doing it out of pure dedication. They're not doing it for a national series. There's no obligations to turn up where any team needs to turn up right now. They are doing it because they love this sport and want to be a part of it. So I just want to say, if anyone listens to this, those teams, you guys need to be supported a lot more. I don't know how, and maybe that's why the series isn't happening yet. Because maybe they're like, hey, that's not fair. Which I agree. Like they shouldn't be traveling up and down and to west and back and east, and if it's not worth it. Because remember, like, you know how much all this shit costs, man. It's insane. Just diesel alone. So I would say, like, I hope if we get a national series running, however we do it, it supports the teams a lot more. Like your pro sign-up teams that are willing to be put on a show for you. So that's my one lead there, brother. All right? Anything else you want to touch on before we end this mega episode?
No, but when you were talking about Sydney on Valentine's Day,
Don't know, mate. I can't go. That looks dodgy again if I go on a date
No,
with
no.
you.
I was just going to say the Red Bull Racing livery gets released the next day.
For F1, are you seriously? That's what you're thinking about?
Max Verstappen on top.
Oh, he's going to be number 3. That's why you juiced up, eh? Oh, you're out of control.
Yeah.
3's a crowd, motherfucker. Anyway, all right. Once again, thank you to BK Racing Performance Products for all your support and get all your K1 aerial helmets there, Ultra Shield, whatever you need, race gear needs there. And, of course, Eliminator Race Wings for your support. And anyone else who wants to jump on board and support what we do here, hit us up. We'll get some segments for you. We'll get anything.
Red Bull.
Oh, turn it up. Okay. All right. We're not
Maybe
that
a
big.
drink
Relax.
sponsor. Someone drinks.
I think there's one on. I think there's one on Steve Loader's car, maybe. And then I don't know what it's called actually, but maybe. No. Do a kickflip. No, but I appreciate everyone that does watch it. Okay, I will say, and Binny, you had this too. This is a special mention to you guys that come up over the week and said, "I listened to your podcast. Thank you so much," or not even thanking me, just telling us like, hey, I listened to it. It's cool. Like it really makes the time on the road and traveling away from the families and even away from our families now up late at night recording these episodes, and the support we've had is really awesome. And thank you so much. And make sure you like and subscribe and share it to all your Speedway friends because we love doing it. So thank you.
And for anyone that keeps thinking, I'm Code Man, that's Code Man, I'm Binny.
You wish you look like this, baby.
Hey, I got more hair than you.
I don't know. You're pushing it forward there, champion. Watch out. Yeah, put that hat back on. Yeah. That's what I thought. All right, guys. Thanks so much. This week's going to be epic. I haven't told Binny this yet, but I am heading up to Toowoomba on Thursday. So but yes, I'm heading up to T-Bar for Friday and Saturday and then home, and then I'll be at the President's Cup. So, and onwards. All right, so cheers, everyone. Look out for Rubber Down on socials. We're doing all our driver interviews there, all right? So thank you so much. Cheers.